Magnificent parks, broad avenues, homes and schools, stores and theaters and palatial hotels. A fascinating city, an incredible city.
Between 1925 and 1927, he moved to New York, because we know he was already in New York in 1927. He progressed in various jobs until he started up his own restaurant, and it was called Maguire's Chop House. And Maguire's Chop House would have been a thriving business in New York in that early 1900 period.
Nancy Maguire, the wife of the late John Maguire, Joe's nephew, recalled fond memories of her time in New York. She had her wedding reception in 1954 in Uncle Joe's famous Maguire's Chop House on Broadway.
When we got married in '54, we had our wedding reception at the first restaurant that Uncle Joe had that I know of. It's 157th Street in Broadway, I think it was. And it was lovely. There was 30 at our reception, and we had, you know, some of the local ones from home that John, my husband, would have known, you know.
Yes.
Ted Valentine and a few like that, you know.
Yeah, all the Irvington connection.
Yes.
Yes.
This was all fascinating information, but I still hadn't found out how this man became a big recording artist. I do know that in the early 1900s in New York there were lots of Irish clubs. The Irish immigrants gathered there to recreate their sense of community, down a few pints of Guinness and reminisce about the Emerald Isle that they couldn't wait to leave. It was here in these clubs that Joe's musical talent shone through.
I will not scorn thee.
Well, he was, you know, he was great, you know, he was able to play a few reels or jigs or whatever, you know, and sing, and sometimes music like that, you know, was very well thought of. People liked that kind of music, but we enjoyed, you know, being with them whenever we were.
In 1927, Joe had originally signed for Columbia Records, but he switched to Decca Records in 1930.
Songs were without music, but in that time period, the 1930s in America, during the American Depression, record companies tried to get the songs on with music backgrounds, but recorded and played to a big Irish audience that were in New York and in America as a whole. And Joe Maguire's music was recorded on the Decca label. He actually penned 5 or 6 of them himself, so they've all got a local connection. He met various different band men. Killoran was one of them, and Frank Quinn from Leitrim, and they played in various different bands in associations, Irish association clubs and places like that. I listened to all the songs. I could see the connection that this man had, and that he really enjoyed doing what he was doing, you know.
Even though with his successful life in New York, Joe still managed to keep his Fermanagh roots to the forefront of his life.
He also was a great man for local GAA here in Fermanagh, and he was the sponsor and the main sponsor of the famous championship trophy that was played for down through the years here, right from the probably 1949 period. The cup was presented, the New York Cup. The highest esteem that he was held here in Fermanagh was that in a McKenna Cup match in Irvinstown on the Sunday before he left to go to America, Joe was selected to throw the ball in at the start of the game. So the referee would blow the whistle, Joe would lift the ball and throw the ball between the 4 players in the centre of the field, and he would have scarpered off the pitch as quick as he could then, because they were playing around him very quickly.
My father and my mother and my jolly